I'm Leslie Gladney. I'm here at CFF 2016. I'm here with Zach Carlson and Joseph Ziemba. They were here distributing the movie Scary Tales, and I'm going to ask them a little bit about that movie. Do you guys want to explain Scary Tales to us a little bit?
Sure. Should I take this?
You can if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
We're always looking for movies that we've never heard of, the movies that have never been discovered or appreciated. And we found a movie that had been made in Baltimore by a bunch of dads in 1993. And it was really a just completely joyous, irresponsible, fun, creative horror anthology called Scary Tales, and it had never been released before.
I think one of the really great things that encompasses Scary Tales is that there was this movement. It's from 1993, so there was a movement by filmmakers at the time, homemade DIY filmmakers, where they were rebelling against their heroes. Like Sam Raimi and George Romero are letting us down, so let's take things into our own hands and make these movies on our own, and that's how Scary Tales came to be.
Yeah. The story has it that the creators of the movie were two best friends, and they just spent days in a Taco Bell writing down every idea that they wanted to fit into a horror film. And then they'd go up and get a refill, buy a cheap burrito. They told us this. And eventually, that inspiration just kind of came through that experience of them just hanging out in a fast food restaurant. And they had so much inspiration that they were able to create this entire film.
Interesting. So you're distributing this through your company, Bleeding Skull. Do you wanna explain a little bit about Bleeding Skull, maybe the history and what you do with the films?
Yeah. So Bleeding Skull started in 2004, so it's been a long time, and it was just a website, and it was an outlet for us to get our feelings out about movies that we loved, that we felt were not being respected in the world, and people weren't understanding them, so we started to write about them. And 10 years later, we did a book called Bleeding Skull, a 1980s trash horror odyssey that came out in 2013, and shortly after that, we thought, we love sharing these so much, and we love how people love reading about them. What's the next logical step for us? And that's to actually take these movies that no one can see and make them available to as many people as possible. So we started Bleeding Skull Video with that in mind, and that was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
But
yeah.
What we didn't realize is that you cannot get rich off making VHS tapes in 2014 AD. So
it's crazy because we were like, this is it. Like, this is how we're going to do it. Like 3.1 million, no problem, 2 months, and it. Yeah.
Hasn't happened, so instead we have to pretend that we're satisfied just to share great things with the world and give all the money to the filmmakers. So it's really been depressing for us, but we're going to continue doing it until our deaths next year.
Yep. That's all I have to say. I agree.
That's a great view you have there. So this is I know you were at CFF last year. Was this your second year or third year?
Yeah.
This is your second year? So what do you guys think of CFF so far?
This year or in general?
In general, what do you think of the festival?
I mean, well, there was a lot of, I guess hesitation when I first was invited to a film festival, because film festivals are always the worst. They're always very false, and they're filled with people who are insincere, and they're looking for a leg up and trying to make contacts, and it's just a really depressing thing. Plus, as we all know, new movies are garbage. But as it turns out, Chattanooga Film Festival, when we finally came here, was an incredible experience because it is run by and attended by people who just really openly, genuinely love the experience of seeing movies, and it really kind of turned around my opinion of film festivals, which I've worked in that world for 20 years, and I was sick of it. And this was an inspiring and incredible change from all the Sundance and South by Southwest stuff. This is the opposite. It's great, and I'm saying that very sincerely.
I really can't believe that it exists, for all the reasons that Zach said, but just to come here and to feel so comfortable and to have conversations with people in a lobby about actual movies that they love, rather than getting cards from people or them asking us to, you should read my script. I mean, that never happens to us ever, but I mean, sometimes that happens. I see it happen to other people, and this is just a lot of people, great people getting together at a great place to have fun and watch movies, which is the purest thing I could think of, and it's wonderful.
That's what you'd think every film festival would be.
It should be.
This is the only one.
I know. It's crazy.
We're here to celebrate the love of film.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Most people forgot that in the world, but here it's very much alive.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you. We're excited to have you guys. Again, these guys are with Bleeding Skull, and you can check that out at bleedingskull.com.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is Zach Carlson, Joseph Ziemba, and I'm Leslie Gladney here at CFF 2016.